You know, I usually do the pink background, but I think I'm gonna do like a little neutral background today. What y'all think? What y'all think? I think we're gonna go with this because like I'm just feeling it. Hey, best friend! What's up, my beautiful glamazons? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the place where you get your tea. Are you ready for story time? I hope you got your wine, got your snacks. Today I do have my drink. This is a Skinny Girl margarita on some ice, okay? But mostly because I was just way too scared to actually drink a red wine with what I'm wearing, okay? I just did not have the balls to do that. I am not that confident in myself, girl, okay? For those of you guys that are new to my channel, hey, what's up? My name is Nikki. I do a ton of different weird stuff here on my channel, including story times, advice videos, hair videos, fashion videos. I'm really kind of dabbling in all of it. So if you guys would like to see that little dibble dabble, let's not call it that. If y'all would like to see some quality content, I would love to see your beautiful face back here every single week. If you would consider subscribing to my channel, girl, it is free, wonderful content. I'll make you laugh and forget the bad times, okay? At least for a good 15 up to 30, sometimes even a whole hour long. Ask everybody else. I'll be making some long ass videos on here. Oh, also, if you would like some more Nikki in your life, here are my socials too, girl. Speaking of socials, before we get into our story time as per usual, I want to give one of my glamazons a shout out. I love giving you guys a shout out in the beginning of my story times and Ask Nikki's because those are the highest viewed videos. If you would like your chance to be my glamazon shot of the day, just follow me on my socials. Send me your selfie using your hashtag glamazonshot. I pick randomly on the day of filming. I toggle between Instagram and Twitter. It's super simple, so it could be you, girl. So let's see who it is today. Oh my God, yes. You guys, wait a minute. Everybody say what's up to our glamazon, our bestie. You can find her on Instagram at kenya.lewis.58. This is my home skillet biscuit right here. And everybody say congratulations because she recently got married. This is her beautiful gown, okay? She did a Cinderella moment. She did a light up gown moment. And there's even a video, you guys. It just reminds me of that Zendaya moment on the red carpet. You guys remember that? Was it for the Met Ball or the Met Gala? I don't know. I don't know about any of that shit, but like, don't you remember that? That is so pretty. Gosh, congratulations. You look amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your special day with me, girl. Thank you so much for being one of my ride or dies for me. You guys, go follow our girl. Say congratulations. I would love for us all to be a huge glam fam. Thank you guys so much for all of your love and support consistently and for you guys just being my ride or dies. I really hope that I continue bringing you content that brings you joy and happiness and just takes you out of your element and out of your current situation for just a second. So call me the pause button, girl. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. Why did I just do that? Anyways, I love you guys so much. You guys know that I would not be here without you, and I could not do this without each and every one of you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now let's get into the story time, okay? I was straight up accused of stealing so much, okay? Like straight up, I'm not even trying to flex right now. Like literally, I'm not. This was around Christmas season, and straight up, this person thought that I tried to steal over $500 worth of stuff from Target Girll. Been buckling because this is about to get real, and it was just like insulting. Y'all, this took place before Ezra was even born. So we had just moved into this house, so like 3-ish years ago, okay? And it was around Christmas. Now, I will admittedly, I'm getting better at it, but I sometimes wait a little bit too long to start on my Christmas shopping just because like I feel like everything moves so fast like during that time of year. Like from Halloween, all of a sudden you blink and it's like Christmas and you're like, shh. So there were a few things and people I still needed to shop for, and so I'm like freaking out, and I decided to just make a day out of it and just like go shopping galore and get everyone's gift crossed off my list and stop stressing about it so that I also have time to wrap it and get it under the tree because like I was really cutting it close. It is also snowing balls outside. I was really cutting it close, so much so that I knew in my mind that I did not have any other time to get this done. I had to go today, and that is why I continued to go on my errands and go on my shopping spree for my family even though it was snowing pretty bad outside. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit much. I go ahead, I venture out on my own, of course, because I still have some of David's gifts to get, so he can't come with me. And I'm by myself, and I start going shopping. I stop at Barnes & Noble, I stop at Michael's, I stop at Hobby Lobby. Y'all, I'm like just like bouncing around, right, getting everybody's different gifts because I really try to be thoughtful, girl. My mom has always taught us that like gifts are huge and just really showing somebody how much you're thinking about them. You know, it doesn't even have to be expensive, but just like going out of your way to really make it special. So I was stopping at different spots. I'm just that type of person. I can't just shop all in one spot. It's just not in me, girl. I stop and get me some Starbucks, and I'm like, okay. So I make a day out of it, and I go from one store to the other, to the other, to the other. And I'm doing pretty well, and I'm getting quite a bit crossed off my list, but a big chunk of it I knew was going to be most likely found at Target. So I decided to make Target my very last stop because that was where I was gonna get most of my gifts, right? Finally, I get to Target, and I've been like basically shopping in the same shopping center all day. Finally get to Target, and I sit there and I was like chilling in my car for a little bit because again, it is still snowing and it is so cold. Has it ever been so cold outside for you where like you actually have to give yourself a pep talk before you get out your car? Like, bitch, you could do this. You zip up your jacket. Enjoy the heater for just 2 more seconds. Like, that's exactly what I was doing. And I got my hoodie and I got my jacket, my scarf and everything, and I'm trying to like bundle up. And finally I'm like, all right, let's do this. I open up my phone, I'm looking at the list to kind of get a game plan of where I'm going to be going inside of the store to pick up what, because everybody else basically did the same shit, okay? Like, everybody was at Target on this day. And of course, it is so crowded. We just, for some reason, like to put things off until the last minute and think nobody else is doing that too. And then, girl, everybody was at Target. I'm like, okay, trying to like mentally prepare myself to go in there and battle the crowds and get my Christmas gifts taken care of. Bitch, you got this, okay? You go in there, you stay focused. Don't you get distracted. Don't be trying to look at the bedding. No, you ain't looking at the pajamas. And don't you even think about looking at the shoes. Christmas miracle on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. I exit my vehicle and I go inside the Target. These were the days when I didn't have to wear a mask. So I go in there with a plan, girl, and I make my rounds and I go all the way around the store and I'm picking up stuff for David. I find my stuff for Julian, and then I stop at the electronics. Now, you know, when you go to the electronics and you have the intent of buying something from over there, it's gonna be a lot of money, right? The gifts that I was getting on this day were expensive. So I went over to the electronics and I was doing the most. And so I pick up a few things. So they asked me if I had any more shopping to do, and I said, yes, I did. So you can either purchase this now, or when you're done shopping, you come back here and you purchase it later. And I was like, I'm gonna purchase it now. So I go ahead and I just purchased those electronics, okay? And you know, it's expensive. It's expensive. So I hand over my card. I pay this expensive price. I get my expensive electronics to me in my Target bags. I put them in my cart and I go on about my shopping. So I pick up stuff for my nephew, pick up some stuff for my nieces. I'm just having myself a good old time. I'm really doing well, not getting distracted, but girl, it was hard. And then I end up in like the home decor section, right? Where you have like all the quilts, you know, lamps, curtains, stuff like that. And I'm over there to try to find something for my mom. My mom loves comforters and pillows and like throw blankets and stuff. So I was like, maybe I can find what I'm looking for here. Over there on that side of the store, it wasn't as crowded as like, you know, where the clothes were, the shoes were, where the kids' toys were. Like, this was a little bit more quiet and there weren't so many people in the aisles. So I was, you know, going up and down the aisles, and I swear, out of the corner of my eye, I just kept seeing a hat. That's all I kept seeing, like a baseball hat. Like, I wasn't even seeing the dude in which it was attached to. I just kept seeing somebody in a baseball hat. I would just miss them, and it kept happening. And I swear, while I was just in that section, it happened like twice. And I was like, it's enough to raise a red flag, but also you're like questioning yourself and you're like, hold the fuck up. Like, didn't I just see it? Maybe this person's lost. Maybe they're waiting for me to get out of the aisle. So I keep making my way through. Then I end up in the baby section because I have nieces. So I wanted to pick up some clothes for them and stuff. So I go over there. Everything seems normal. I don't notice anything weird. Then I make my way through. Y'all, hold up. Let's pause, okay? How many of my girls that be going to Target all the time can literally see the layout in your head right now, okay? If you start at electronics, and you're going around, y'all know what's up. I go through, I'm in the baby section, right? So I finished there. And so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go through, you know, where the toiletries are, where the deodorant, body wash, toothpaste, all that. I always like making around in there just in case I see something and be like, oh yeah, that's what I needed. You know what I mean? And I went through and I was looking for something. I want to say I was looking for like vitamins for Julian or something. So I'm standing there in the aisle and I'm looking at the shelves, you know, like any normal person. I see the fucking hat. And I'm like, okay, at this point I was like, look, okay, I know that I keep seeing this same person with the hat. Now, the shelves near the pharmacy, for some reason, the shelving over there is not as tall as like shelving on the other side of the store. This time when I looked, he was in a different aisle, but I could still see the top of his head. So I'm sitting there and I see him. He went down about 2 aisles and came back up this way. And I'm like, the fuck? And he's just kind of like, you know, walking down an aisle like a normal person. Immediately in my mind, I was like, maybe he's just on the same route as me. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're shopping, sometimes you're like on the same route as another person. So I was like, maybe this is just all coincidental. No big deal. So I go on about my business. I get Mijo's vitamins, I get deodorant, I get whatever else I need. What department am I about to pass to go to the front, ladies? The beauty, the makeup, the hair products, every girl, I couldn't help it. Okay, I could not help it. So I end up falling into the makeup trap, girl, and I'm like looking at stuff that I don't even need. It's kind of crowded right here, but I love shopping the makeup during this time because they always have the kits, you know, the Christmas kits. So, you know, I be shopping for something for my bestie and then getting me a little something too. So I'm in there. Imagine there were so many other girls in there. I'm trying to maneuver around them in my cart, and by this point, you guys, my cart was full. Like I did a full shopping experience, okay? Like I had everything, and it was like, okay, because I had like blankets, pillows, I had like a little baby ottoman in there. Like I was not there to play, all right? Like I had a lot going on, so you know, I'm like really trying to steer through and not hit a girl. Why the fuck y'all ain't telling me that my boob was showing this entire time? Straight up, really? That's how we gonna do this? That's how we're gonna be friends? Really? I get in line and I wait and I wait on their normal shopping experience. Y'all know how this goes. I finally get up to the cashier, right? And she's scanning my stuff, and you know, I have a bunch of big things, and she's putting everything into my cart and everything's all good. And then she tells me the total, which like I said, is very expensive. I am not proud of it. Well, actually I am proud of it because I've been spoiling the hell out of my family. I love them and I want to give them the best and I want them to have a good Christmas. So I spent the money accordingly. When she told me my total, I didn't even blink because I had been saving for this. Like I knew exactly how much I intended to spend, and I saved for things like that. Like straight up, I knew, confident, your girl got the money for this. I can cover that. I know how to manage my finances. Thank you. Take out my card, put it in the thing. Okay, great. Takes a moment. Please wait. 2 seconds go by. Please wait. 2 more seconds go by. Please wait. The fuck is going on? You know that feeling? Girl, you know that feeling, that sinking feeling where in your mind you're like, what the fuck? Did I not do math correctly? Did I just go stupid right now? Did I just convince myself that I have more money than I do? Am I having a mental breakdown right now? My whole stomach dropped. Like, why is this taking so long? Why? Keep in mind, there are so many people here. The line behind me is hella long. That I'm gonna see approved on there because like I don't know why else it wouldn't be besides the fact that shit like this happens to me. Fast forward 2 more seconds. Please see cashier. So I look at her and I'm like, oh shit, like what is going on? And she was like, it's saying here that you need to call your credit union. Oh shit. The way my bank account is set up. Have y'all ever seen that Kevin Hart? Y'all, I love it. I've had a whole ass day of shopping, okay? Like legit whole ass day. This is probably like my 5th or 6th store, and I probably like met or exceeded my limit. In that moment, I was like, that must be what it is. The girl that worked at Target, she was really nice. She was like, have you been shopping all day, girl? I was like, yeah. I was like, that's exactly what it is. She was like, okay, no big deal. She was like, just call your bank. They'll approve it. And then when they do, you just let me know and I'll put it through. And I was like, all right. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and do this. And you guys, I'm so embarrassed because like I have to make this call and like get this approval so that they don't think that this is fraudulent. You know what I mean? Because if you keep charging the card, they will put a stop to it. So I'm like so embarrassed and I'm like, let me just do this right now. And I have like a whole line of people waiting and everything. And I look down at my phone. No motherfucking service. Like, oh my God, like you got a phone I could use. Like, oh my God, like all of my items that I had every intention of buying were already bagged up and ready to go in my cart, including the items that I had already purchased that are my expensive electronics, okay? They're all in my cart. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I have no service. Like, you know, I don't even know what to do in this situation. I cannot leave my cart here. That's not gonna happen because like anybody could walk by and just snatch whatever they want. You know what I mean? This is where my previous Target experience came into play. My OG Glamazons already know I have worked everywhere. I used to work at Target. They can actually save your order. Let's just say you forgot your wallet. You ain't got the money right now. Whatever happens, right? And they've already scanned all your stuff. They can actually give you this little piece of receipt that has a barcode on it, and it will remember the items that they've already scanned. And once they scan it, you can go ahead and continue on with the order. It has that barcode on it, so that way you don't have to rescan everything. Does that make sense? She's like, oh my God, you know about that? And I was like, yeah, girl, I used to work here. And she was like, oh, okay, cool. So she pulls up that receipt, right? And, you know, before she hands it to me, of course, she's not going to hand me this and allow me to just walk off with a cart full of hundreds of dollars worth of things without some sort of reassurance that I'm going to come back. Right now, I don't have service. I can't leave my cart here. There are a bunch of people. Anybody could steal any of the things that I'm trying to purchase or any of the electronics that I've already purchased. This is a predicament. So she asks for some sort of collateral. She was like, hey girl, she was like, let me just keep your ID and your credit card. And while you go make your call, you know, I'll keep that. You take this receipt. When you get your approval from your bank, you let me know and I'll just quickly check you out. And I was like, yes, thank you so much. That's perfect. Thank you, right? So I open my wallet. I give her my ID. I give her my credit card, right? And I'm like, okay, thank you so much. I'll be right back. I take my cart. I head to the front of the store and like I'm on my phone. I'm like freaking out and I'm like, oh my God, come on. Like, let me have some service. And you know where they keep all the carts, like that front area? I go there. Again, no service. And I was like, oh my God. So I'm sitting there struggling. And that lady that works there, she was like, oh honey, we have terrible reception in here. She was like, I always have to go out front near the parking lot for me to be able to get reception on my phone. And y'all, it's snowing out there. It is snowing, not like a little bit of flurries, girl. The time I came out of there, it looked like a full-on blizzard, okay? So I go outside and I'm standing out there in the snow and finally I get service. And I make the call to the bank and, you know, I got to go through all the automated system and everything and verify my card information and my personal information and all of that before I can get to a live rep. Meantime, it is snowing so unbelievably hard. And the snow that my bags and everything in my cart is getting soaked. Everything is just getting snowed on. People were running into the Target because it was not just a little bit of flurries here and there. It was turning into a blizzard. I was lucky enough to get an amazing parking spot. I look up and my Jeep is literally right there. It was like the second or third parking spot nearest the building. And I was like, fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not about to have all my shit get ruined because of the snow right here. Like, I have my bank on the phone. I'm gonna just load my cart into the back of my Jeep really fast and then go back in and handle this, right? I felt like that was the only thing I could do. I'm not leaving my cart inside of the Target, girl. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Somebody could steal my shit. No, wait, I'm not doing it. And like some of the things that I got, girl, were like the last on the shelf. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I put my phone on speaker and I set it there and like, you know, I'm loading everything into the back of my Jeep. While I'm loading things into the back, I see a hat out of my periph. And looking through my back window of my Jeep, there he is. There is this random, strange man that I have been seeing throughout the entire store. He's standing in front of my Jeep, like off to the side, going like this. The fuck are you doing? I turn back around, I grab the last of the things in my car and I put them in the back of my Jeep, and finally a representative gets on my phone and I'm like, oh great. And in that moment, y'all, I forgot all about that dude because I'm trying to get this approved and I need to buy my things. You know what I mean? Like, this girl has my license and my credit card. Like, I just want to get this over with. I get on the phone and I start talking to the rep and I close my trunk, I lock my Jeep and I run back into the Target. So while I'm running across the street, I'm talking to this rep and I'm verifying all of my information. and like my first last name. You know, all the questions that they ask to make sure that you. So I get to the front of the Target and I'm talking to the representative and he was like, hey, you know, I see that there's this charge that's trying to go through. Is this you? And I said, yes, sir, it is. And he goes, are all these other transactions you? I said, yes, sir, it is. And he was, you know, we were laughing. He was like, oh, you're doing some last minute Christmas shopping? I said, yes, sir, I am. He was like, I'm so sorry, you know, for the delay on this. He was like, we just wanted to make sure it wasn't fraudulent activity. I was like, yeah, you know, I completely understand. So by this point, I'm in the front of the Target and it's snowing so bad. And I'm like, well, you know, I already got the approval. If I lose the call at this point, that's fine. I'm freezing ass right now. So I went ahead and walked back into the Target with him still on the phone. And so he's talking to me and he's telling me, you know, sorry for the inconvenience. We just wanted to make sure it wasn't fraudulent activity, all of this, all of that. Have them go ahead and try the card again and it will be approved, right? So he's telling me this and I walk in to the Target and I see that dude with the hat talking to the same employee that told me about the reception issues. And he's over there showing her his phone. He goes to turn to like point at the parking lot and I'm standing right there. And I'm walking in and I have the bank representative on speaker telling me, go ahead and have them run it again and it'll go through. And I look over at him and I was like, wow, hold on. You thought that I was stealing? I've been seeing you throughout this entire store. You follow me out to the parking lot and assume that I am stealing? Y'all, he was over there trying to snitch. He's straight up. I literally caught this man red-handed. I straight up walked up. I walked up and I didn't even look at him. I looked straight at her. And my bank representative was still talking. And I said, Brian, can you hold on for just one moment, please? I'll keep him on speaker, okay? And I look at her and I said, ma'am, this gentleman has been following me around the store. And he has a tendency of following single women out to their car and taking photos of them. You should know that. There's something wrong with him. I think that you guys should have him arrested. Y'all, he didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. I straight up said that. And then I got back on my phone and I was like, Brian, thank you so much for all of your help. I'm going to go ahead and have them run my card again. I appreciate your help with this issue and rectifying this situation for me. Thank you so much. The Target employee didn't even have a chance to respond to me. I think she was like trying to process it. And I said what I said and then talked to my representative and walked off. Like, you do with him what you want to do. Look at the cameras if you want to. But I have been seeing him all around this store. He made it his business. I don't know who he thought he was, if he thought he was Target security or something. But for you to follow me out to my car, you see that I'm alone. Like, you see, like, he must have been watching the entire thing. What would possess you to come and do that? Like, how would you even know what was going on to that extent? Like, nothing about my cart seemed like I was stealing. Does that make sense? Like, he had to have been near enough to know the situation to try to make it seem like I was a thief. And I was just like, are you out of your mind? You really think that I would try to get away with stealing hundreds of dollars worth of things from Target? And I literally stood right there at the front near an employee who spoke to me. And you think I had the balls to continue to try to steal? Really? I ended up going right back to that cashier. She was really cool. I gave her the receipt. She scanned it. I ran my card again. Everything was good. She gave me my receipt. She gave me my ID and my card back. I told her about that dude. I was like, there's this creepy ass dude. He had a hat on. He thought that I was stealing. Like, he straight up thought that I wasn't gonna come back in here for my things. He's like, is it that guy with the baseball hat? She was like, he's kind of short. And I was like, yeah. She goes, girl, I see him here all the time. She was like, he gives me like creepy ass vibes. Y'all need to do something about him, straight up. Like, for him to be watching women that are by themselves that closely, that's a problem. Like, whether I don't fucking know you, like, why the fuck are you sitting here watching what the hell I'm doing? Even if I was trying to steal, ho, it's not any of your business. Like, you are not security at Target. I was so unbelievably offended. Like, it really bothered me to my core. I was like, you must think that I am the biggest piece of shit. You decided that it was fine for you to be following me around the store for God knows what. That is not coincidental. First, I thought, you know, maybe we're on the same shopping route, but nah. For you to sit up there and think that you know enough about my situation, that you think that I could get away with thieving like that, how close in proximity were you to me? How much were you listening to? Like, why was your attention solely on me? Why would you try to follow me out to my car? Like, why are you sitting up there taking pictures of me? Why the fuck are you in my business is what I want to know. And if they saw something wrong with what I was doing, they would have told me. They would have told me. I already talked to the cashier. I knew what the fuck I was doing. I don't need nobody intervening. And see, this is the perfect case of being nosy. For a man to be sitting up there following women around the store and out to their car, I don't give a fuck if you think you're doing a good thing. You're not. Obviously, it's not any of your business, so much so you don't even know what the hell's going on. Don't you sit up there and insult me like that, like I ain't got the money for what I just picked out. I've been accused of stealing before, but never that amount. Like, I've never been accused of stealing so many things, because it was so many things. It wasn't just about being accused of stealing, it was the way that he went about it. My whole point with this story is to always observe your surroundings. Pay attention to who's around you. You have to be aware at all times, because you never know somebody's intentions for you. That could have been really bad. He could have followed me out to my car for other reasons, you know what I mean? Thank God I was parked closer to the store, and straight up, that is why I try to get closer parking spots. I say this over and over, it's not about laziness. I'll run a mile, I don't give a fuck. It is about safety, because straight up, you never know who's paying attention to you and you don't even know they exist. I ended up leaving shortly thereafter because it was snowing so bad, and I was like, you know, this is really dangerous. I need to get home. I came home and I told David, and David was like, what the fuck? I was like, dude, it bothered me for weeks. It bothered me for weeks. Like, I do not like people questioning my integrity like that. I would never. That is some bum bitch shit. I would never. I know that this is not just me that this has happened to. Let me know your story down below. Have you ever been accused of stealing? I want to know your stories. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps your girl out a lot. Also, if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you be a part of my glam fam. It's free, great content, gets you out of your bad moment for a little bit. Just come hang out with your best friend. I would love to have you here every single week. Also, hit those notification bells so you don't miss a single video. I have so many great things planned for you guys, including another true crime video, Ask Nikki, as well as a video of me cutting my hair at home, so hopefully I don't mess that up. I love y'all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out, girl.